Good morning and welcome to When Pigs Fly. I am Patty and I'm joined by Tracy and Renee. Good morning, ladies.
Good.
Morning.
Okay, today we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, joy, and more importantly, the power that we have when we attach joy to our actions. And specifically, we know a lot of you are curious about manifestation. How do we manifest? And the key to manifesting quicker, to magnetize better, when you're in a state of joy, things come with greater ease. Joy is the polar opposite of resistance. Not only is it the polar opposite, it actually is a magnifier. It magnetizes things to you. So for me, this is like such a critical part of my practice. And I feel like it's I've always loved having fun. When I was young, I used to have an expression that was younger. I would say, rule one is have fun, and there's no other rules. And I truly live my life that way. You can read me rules till you turn blue in the face. I'm not going to follow them. And but I'm not doing it out of, you know, contradiction or fighting. It's the opposite. It's like, no, I look for how can I have fun doing this? What fun is going to come my way today? How can I make an activity fun? And we all have this ability. And when we talk about what does that mean energetically? So that's what everybody wants to know, right? So when we say do what brings you joy, many people take the path of, oh no, but I can't make money doing that. That's not how manifestation works. So when we talk about being in a state of joy, you're supporting the creative energy to create your desire. This is all of the work is done by your soul supporting you. So when you are doing things that bring you joy, that's how you connect energetically to that which you're trying to create. So example, I love painting and I get my paints out, I blast Italian operas in the background, and what's happening is I'm so focused on my creation. I'm in a creative energy and I'm enjoying it. And I'm not going, "Oh, I do I have a new coaching client coming in? Is, this or that gonna happen?" Because if you attach an outcome to your joy, you're not doing it from the pure joy of it. And now you're not in a creative energy again, you're trying to control an aspect of it. So, an easy way to get this going is make a list of your passions and do it just for the fun of it. And that is how you support your creations. And I know it doesn't make sense to your logical mind. Why? The physical mind, the thinking mind, is not the creation. The intelligence comes from your higher mind, which is your spirit. So, how do you tell your spirit you're following the guide? Have fun. And then it'll go, oh, okay, now they're having fun. Now I can give them another step. Because when you get in resistance, it's going, oh, they don't want my guidance right now. They're following their free will and getting in their head. And so when you can differentiate that, okay, when I'm having fun, I'm out of my head, I'm not in resistance, and just it can be small things too. Like it can be music. Do you have a funny friend? Everybody's got a funny friend. Watch funny videos. I love, I love this. I go on TikTok and they have these Highland cows that I'm obsessed with. They're so cute. And even these, on Instagram has these funny dogs that speak like the owner, they're talking about the owner and their experience, and they're fun. But when you're laughing with no expectation of any outcome, you are actually magnetizing something that you want to create coming towards you because it's a cooperative energy. And then you never know but the next step will come, and you're guided by energy. Remember that. You're not guided by a full sentence that comes in. The guidance comes in as energy. And for me, I know when I have those periods of joy, then all of a sudden I'm just inspired and I absolutely know what action I have to take next. And that's what it does. It allows that action that you need to take next. So for those of you who are saying I'm stuck, You're not stuck. You're just get out of resistance. And then the next step comes and knowing that, okay, get back to your joy and find those little things and find those little moments of joy. Um, and then really get into it, sink into it with and let go of the expectation. So I'm gonna hand it over to Tracy. That's my little joy speech.
All right. Well, I love joy and laughter and having a good time. And it's interesting. I wouldn't even have thought of any of this unless we were having this conversation right now. Because as I'm listening to you, Patty, I was thinking of three things that literally in the past week since we last, you know, talked was what happened is one day I was driving to work and I have about a 30-minute drive and usually it's on the water. I just do silence, but I turned on the radio and blasted the music. And it was so like just blast and even louder and louder and sang out loud. And it was so good. And then maybe 2 nights later, I made mac and cheese and chicken nuggets for dinner. And my husband is like, are you making that for us? I'm like, yeah, I mean, it was bonza pasta with broccoli in it. So it was a little creative, but I was like, yeah, just really, I don't know, I want mac and cheese and chicken nuggets. Like it's the food I have in the house for my
It,
kids. And it was so good. And then actually, I love to laugh. And Renee, actually, you sent me a text and I literally laughed so loud, out loud, that I snorted. And so those are three examples of now I wasn't looking like, oh, what used to make me, bring me joy? I'm going to pull from the past. I actually did not do that consciously. It's a reflection I'm having right now. But what I'm saying to you is maybe even have fun. What did you do as a teenager in
yeah,
your 20s? Because I did. I loved driving and blasting my music. When I was a teenager, the louder the better, windows open. So touch back into some of those things because whatever it was, the energy of this week, like I said, I had that childhood
yeah.
play. Oh my gosh, yeah, the cat and the dog videos on Instagram. Sometimes my kids will send me an Instagram thing and I'll be busting out laughing and they'll be like, "Mom, what?" And I'm like, "Have you seen the cat videos? They're hysterical." And then my kids are laughing at me like, "Oh my God, you're so old, Mom."
But you were talking
So
about the innocence. Like
yeah,
you went and it was just inspired, right? Like just when you were talking about that, like, oh, that was like a feel good meal when you were young.
yes.
That gooey mac and cheese and a chicken nugget.
And it
Absolutely.
tastes so good, and I'm really not like a chicken nugget type of
Me neither.
girl, but, so gosh, I just am gonna bring that up because knowingly, if you get a little, nudge of you wanna
Yeah.
a weird food thing or even I will say I dressed a little zanier than normal a couple times the past couple weeks. Like asked my teenage daughter to borrow one of her tank tops or something. Like just have fun and maybe not your ordinary flavor of fun.
Yeah.
Go wherever your guides are directing you and don't question or doubt. Just jump
That's
in.
that's the key. Don't you if you get into self-judgment, you're gonna shit on your shoes right away and just say, yeah, this give yourself permission to just go do it. Oh, right. I'm inspired to do this. Who cares if you haven't done it in 20 years? Go do it. You haven't done it in 1 year. Go do follow the guidance. That's your soul drops these desires in. Your
Yeah.
soul is the one dropping them in, right?
And it's so easy to, when you're in that mood or whatever, like, and I'm talking about like the opposite of fun and joy, when you're in it, it's so easy to just stay there, to just stay there. So really make a conscious effort, say, you know what, this is how I am. And there's sometimes that you want to be there. Okay, but don't let that get too long. And then look, like social media is crazy out there. Everybody has access to, I know people say, oh, I don't have Facebook. Okay, everybody has access to YouTube, like, right? It's free, whatever. Get onto YouTube and just Google I mean, just like, search anything on there, or even just Google something that's fun. Stuff will come out because you've got to do something to pull yourself out of that, to recognize and to know that everything that you've been taught, everything you've been programmed, that's out the window now. You've got nobody to answer to but you. So, check in with yourself. Okay, why am I not having fun? Do I know what fun is? Okay, because some people, will say, I'm like, well, just go have fun. They're like, I don't even know what that is. Okay, well then what makes you laugh or what makes you feel good? There's always a song or something that makes you feel good or, humming like, I used to always make a song about everything. Like I would be walking up the stairs and I'd be singing like I'm walking up the stairs. And believe me, I'm not a singer. So I'm walking up the stairs, I'm having fun and joy. Like it's like, what the hell? My family used to be like, what's wrong with her? She sings everything. And I don't know when I got out of that, but that I recognized one day that was like, oh my God, like life's becoming a little too serious for me. Like there's,
Yeah.
a lot more days where I'm like, oh man, this sucks. Than I was like, oh my God, like this was an awesome day. And I started to get back into that thing of like, you know what? This was an awesome day. Or at the end of the day, like even if it wasn't so awesome, there were still awesome things in it.
Yeah.
So I would say to like, my soul and everybody else up there, I would like, okay, you know what, guys, this was an awesome day. Like, let's make it even more awesome tomorrow. Like, bring it the fuck on. I'm ready
Yeah.
and really like stand in that aspect. When you are shifting and changing that, all of a sudden fun things happen, but you have to allow yourself to do it.
Yeah.
Choose happiness, choose joy. And they've made or they've done studies on this where you can put all these like people in a room and you'll have one negative person amongst all these positive people. That negative person can be very just take over all the positives very easily. But you're going to choose the opposite way because it also works the same way. Even though the study came out that way, all those positive people can change that negative person. But if you don't want to change and you want to be miserable and you want to drag people down, guess what? You're going to be shoved out of that circle. You're going to be shoved out of that room in a hard way. And right now, like, Tracy had said before in, one of the podcasts, all this shit's coming down now. Like all the shit is showing itself and everything's breaking down. So if you're one of those people that doesn't want to have fun and joy, that's okay. If that's your path and that's what you want to do, go to it. But I will tell you, you're going to be surrounded with those people big time. And all of a sudden you may recognize, oh my God, I'm really in a miserable way. And I don't know about you too, but I can speak for myself. There was many years that I was absolutely miserable. Every day was just a shit show. And I just finally was like, I
Yeah.
can't be this angry. I can't be this, I've got to change something. And it starts with you. So when you start to have that and you blast the music and just move around how your body wants to move, because we've got all these energetic blocks in us. When you're sitting there and you're angry, or you're doing that, that energy is sitting in you. How are you going to get rid of it? When you put on the music that you like, close your eyes, start just moving any particular way, just start swaying, and then let your body move how it wants to move. It will release those energetic blocks, and then all of a sudden it will be okay to be happy, to be joyful. But on the flip side of that, and I'll have Patty talk to this too, because we had talked about this off camera. The flip side of this, when you're that happy and that joy, you get a lot of haters coming at you. You get a lot of people. So it's a matter of navigating that and letting those people that no longer resonate with you, letting them go so that you can stay there. Don't stay in the old crowds if they don't resonate anymore and that you
Yeah.
can't have fun and joy. Because the studies have come out. If you're trying to create something, I can't remember the numbers exactly, but it was like it takes 2,000 times repetition doing the same thing. But if you're doing it in fun and joy, it takes 20
It's
times.
20. Those,
20,
yes,
right?
that's massive difference. 2,000 times versus 20 just from being in a state of joy.
Yeah.
And absolutely, I can't tell you, I hear a lot. What are you so happy about? And people ask my friends, there's no way she's that happy. And it's like, I went through several years where, and I knew it was against my nature, but I was still, and now understanding that I was recreating it for myself by blaming my situation, blaming people around me, blaming my work, blaming, and then realizing, oh, whoa, huh, no. And then I was like, you know what? Hey, I don't, if you can be in the happy bubble or not. The happy bubble's open to anybody that wants to come in. But if you think you can pop it, you can't because it's my state of being. It is who I am. And this is why I love being. And know what I do? I ask for playmates every day. Bring me a new playmate, bring me someone to play with. And I go places and I will find somebody that's ready to be silly with me in all kinds of circumstances. And it's great. They come to me and ask your guides, show me some, bring me a playmate, right? This is like we have this power, and they want you to trust and work in communion with them. They're trying to show you some joy, and but get over and know what? There's no I'll have fun when. That is a worthiness issue you're running, and that's resistance. And it's not if and when. You need to choose it now. You need to choose it now. Self-love is not earned. Self-love is not earned. It's it's unconditional. It's inherent. You are love. It's inherent to who you are. And we attach so many things to, oh no, I need to earn the right to have fun. No. That's the big lie. That keeps you, right? Now you're keeping your fight or flight thing on the employment line, and you want the fight or flight to go on the unemployment line. You want to put it out of business so that you are able to create what you want and ask for you. But you do, it does take setting an intention, and that when things come up that aren't your desire, that doesn't mean you have to go into the mud. You all you What can I do? How can I stay in this state of being? And then you might say, okay, let me get through this with ease. And just you can still stay in that higher vibration, choose something that's at the time that feels palatable to you. That makes sense.
Yeah, even as small as it is, it doesn't matter. Because when you start to do that, when you decide that you're going to start to make that shift and that change, the old history files are going to come up and say, come on, do you really want to change? And they're going to throw all this crap at your way, because it's easier for you to fall into the comfort zone of, no, I'm going to be busy, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be blaming. But now I'm choosing to take responsibility. And if you don't know, like, I don't know how to have fun or how to have joy, just say, okay, guys, this God, source, the healers, universe, whoever you're talking to, okay, guys, help me find joy. Help me, exactly what Patty said, bring me somebody to have, fun and joy with. Fun is really the name of the game. Like in this whole transition right now, the energy is all shifting. We're transitioning into this ease and this grace, and things are breaking down. All the old ways of doing things are no longer going to be. And I'm sure you've already looked and seen it playing out in many different ways in your life. And if you haven't, just sort of like, start to pay attention now and look, and you'll start to see all the ways things are shifting and changing. But when you start to infuse that fun and that joy into it, not only is that the biggest way and the fastest way to create and to manifest, however you want to say it, the things, but you'll feel so much better. The energy around you completely shifts and change in every area of your life. It's not just one little area, because you can't have fun and joy here and then always be like, oh, wait a minute, I'm going over to my mom's house, I can't be that, or whatever it is. It just is infectiousness starts to go, and that's where you start to recognize that people will start to fall to the wayside, because you're shifting and changing your vibration. Those around you, because they're in your whole energy field, they too will be raising their vibration right up if they so chose. So a lot of times people say, well, yeah, I can't do that because, my boyfriend or my fiance or my husband or my wife, they're not like there. And, they just can't handle me being happy. So you're doing this for you. You're not doing it for them. So your choice is, well, I'm choosing happiness and I'm gonna be happy. And you can just say to them, okay, I send you love, like it doesn't matter. You don't have to be happy with me. That's your path, and that's okay. Don't judge it. Let them be who they are. But I can tell you from all the energy that I see, that does go and it does shift their energy field.
It
And
does.
sometimes it's a pattern that they don't know how to get out. They don't want to show you happiness and joy. So they'll do it secretly.
Absolutely. They kind of hide it at first because, well, because they're holding some kind of a judgment around it. And then when like, for example, but also when you ask for, show me a fun time today, show me a playmate. And you then have to be ready. Be ready. Then don't go walking out and and be closed up. My playmates come from the other day was a delivery guy. Couldn't get in our building because it's a fob. And I was approaching at the same time. And I see him with this big box and the person's not answering. And I looked at him and I said, what's what? You don't want to become best friends with that box and hold it till tomorrow and have to come back here? And he cracked up and I said, come on, you're coming in with me. And we were playing and laughing, like back and forth banter in the elevator. And I was like, thank you. That was, and it was at the very end of my day. I'd coming back from yoga. And so I never give up that my playmate And he said when he got off the elevator, he said, "Oh my God, that was such a good laugh." Yes. This is, but I'm like, okay, the playmate, where are they? Be ready for it. Like if I went out then and had my head in my phone and got to be present, where's the fun coming from? Because you know what it is? It's an energetic. I didn't look at this guy and go, "Oh, that's my playmate. I got to make this a funny moment." He- w- I looked in. I was like, "Uh oh, he's not going to get in if I don't let him in. He's going to have to carry this back, and that's a pain in the ass." I can make it see. So it was something being present and saying a moment of kindness, a moment of a kindness can unwrap just fun in the moment. Just try it. Right? We got to be bold and try it and like do then take the when we say take inspired action, be ready. Okay, good. My playmate's coming. I wonder where they're going to come from. And then just go about your day. You just go about your day and see what transpires. Trace, I know Tracy, you're really good at this because
Well,
you have that ability to get into that alchemized state.
and I think to be grateful, I'll give two quick stories of I had two little slumps the past week. I was supposed to go out of town on Saturday, whatever. It was a time crunch and nothing was lining up. And I was just like, forget it. It's just too much. And then for some reason, I was like, nope, I'm going to line it. I'm going to go. And I met this girl where I was at, and I overheard her from afar saying she was drinking tequila with pickle juice. And I was like, tequila with pickle juice? That's interesting. Hung out with her all night long, had a blast. She texted me the next day. My boyfriend or my daughter's boyfriend gave her these things called hot girl pickles. So then I'm texting her the picture of the hot girl pickles, and she's like, "That put it on your drink list. Hot girl pickle martini." But do you see how I went from this isn't working out, I'm in a bad mood, I'm not going to go. Met this cool girl, and then the hot girl pickle martini, and then I'm always like, awesome, thank you.
Bingo.
Like, and then my daughter's birthday was Thursday, and she wanted to go to yoga. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go to yoga. And I got in her car. I'm like, your car's a mess. I'm like, there's sprint. And then she's like, just forget it, Mom. I don't want to go. And I was kind of like, God, it's our birthday. I went and sat in the sun. 15 minutes later, she's FaceTiming me from Target, like, Mom, this will look great on the boat for our trip. Do you want it? And I thought, hot damn, my 16-year-old totally turned that tune
Shifted.
around for me. And so I'm giving you examples of how, so one was me like, okay, just align it, let me have fun, and then embracing the fun. And the other was my daughter actually turned it all around. And by the way, the dress she got me, I love. So I was like, so two examples of opening up
Yeah.
to anyone lifting you up, because
Yeah.
again, it was my daughter who she pulled me right out of that. And being grateful, I'm always acknowledging, oh my gosh, that turned around so quickly for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's
Yep.
that whole, okay, now the next time, it's of course, like the universe is always
She loves
orchestrating.
this. She loves
Yeah,
this. I always say, "I'll have some more, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. More, please." And you'll get it. Those are
yeah.
I love that, Tracy. That's exactly how it works. You don't know. You you don't need to know who or how or when. And look what it led to. By the way, I want the recipe for that pickles and tequila. Pickle
Well,
juice and
I
tequila.
know you'll
That's
appreciate this, Patty, because we started talking about marinating the pickles in our own marinade and then
oh,
have it be some spicy.
oh
So,
yeah.
well, I could put it on my restaurant. It could be a top seller. Do you see how we
Si
went from funk to joy to creation? Just like
bingo. See? And so when we talk about creation, do you see how the universe supported you, source energy, whatever you want to call it, supported and pulled in the people, the components, and the circumstances all together easily and expeditiously. And what did it come from? Because you allowed joy. You allowed joy. And like, why wouldn't we do that? Well, if you see someone laughing, don't go, I can't believe they're laughing. That's immature. Stop with the, I got to look professional. I got to look a certain way. Stop giving a shit what other people think of you because I don't know anybody that says, "Oh, no, I don't wanna be us. They look too happy." No, it's what you want. If you're judging someone that's happy or laughing, it's because you yourself, you've been denying yourself that ability to have fun. I give two shits if I'm the only person laughing on the block. No problem. Because my have bubble is happening. And come on in. Come on in. But you can't. We have been there's too many rules, too much judgment. Like you have to earn happiness. No, you don't. You can find a way to bring joy into your life now. And Tracy just gave two amazing examples of exactly look at the cooperation and support she got. All she did is make a decision and it wasn't a big decision. It was, all right, I had this plan. I'm going to go. And then show me joy and bingo. And Renee, I think, can you talk energetically about like how that looks?
How, yeah, absolutely. I can. The energy, like when you're in that energy of joy and happiness, your whole body, like how I see that it's almost like this bubbling up energy. And what is really cool about that is you see it bubbling up within the body, but you see it like going out, like almost like, octopus arms. You see it going out and like pulling in like all of this really great stuff. And I've seen some people like as it's pulling in all of this really wonderful stuff, I've seen like all of a sudden these walls go up, which is because I can have this fun and this joy right now, but I can't always have that this, because the program is, well, I can have this now, but oh, the next shoe's gonna fall. So stay in that and just keep saying it aloud. And then the minute you're like, oh, well, I'm having too much fun, someone's gonna see me. They say, no, that's okay. Give your body, and you just have to think it. You don't have to say it. That's okay. Let's like, bring in more. And it's exactly what you're saying, Tracy, Tracy and Patty, you're pulling in more. It literally goes out and pulls in. And then I see what look like those, the legs of the octopus. All of a sudden, they're not legs anymore. It's just this whole energy field just completely opens up. It's like you finally have allowed yourself into that beautiful oneness of happiness and of joy. And that sort of like, carries through. And then I see these in your eyes, because remember, if we're not feeling or in that place of joy, we literally will have what I will refer to as veils over the eyes because we can't see it, right? Can't see fun, can't see joy. And you see these like from the physical form. And if you pay attention, you'll feel them. For those of you that are like, okay, I'm going to try it. You'll feel like veils being like pulled right off. And sometimes it's like a whole body. You see this whole veil being pulled, like this like sheet type thing.
Wow.
Being pulled off. And when that happens, even the base of the skull will actually like open up, and then you see this. There are all these beautiful colors. All these colors like open up and go into like all the
Third eye.
etheric eyes go into the eyes, and the heart and the higher heart. Oh my God, so
Open.
freaking awesome because it's like boom, this whole explosion of color and energy that then when that explodes out, you see it not only go into the field, it just moves out into the world. So it's assisting in changing everything and everything like around you and through you and the world's energy. Because remember, as we make any shifts and changes in us, we are changing the world. So do it, for you, but know that you're making that change. And all of a sudden you're going to start to see more and more and more of that because the energy is just so crazy cool to it. Like you can't not have more of it. You ask and have gratitude. Like, that both
Yeah.
ladies were saying, like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Bring me more. The gratitude and appreciation is so big because when I see something and notice, like when I say a lot of time, say a lot of things, I'll say thank you or thank you, it is done. Because that gratitude I watch the energy to it and magnifies everything that's said before it. So watch if you're saying something sarcastically, something crappy, you're thinking something crappy, like thanks so much. Wow, that just magnified.
Yeah.
So we're going to bring more of that to you. So just be really careful. But yeah, I love to see the energy of
Yeah.
that fun and that gratitude is so crazy cool.
I love that description. I pictured myself now like a nice glass of champagne bubbling up.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it looks like. It's
Oh,
so crazy cool. And then it just overflows and it goes in and around through everything. Like it's wild.
I love that. It's a true way to be resistance free. So, any, we got about a minute left here. Any closing, Tracy, do you have any more fun manifestations of joy? That was like, those are such great examples and how you tied in all the components working collectively just by making a choice.
I know for sure for me, I am doing a lot of self-reflections, like why am I reacting or what am I doing? But, and which is great and that's powerful and that's a lot of what we speak to, but to not miss out on all the little victories and celebrations that really are within the day. There's so many opportunities to have fun or to claim joy. And the more you are mindful of seeing them, obviously, I think everything like, not only does the universe like to, oh, she loves that, let's give her more fun, but you know, the animals and the birds and the bees and the plants and the water. And I've seen more dolphins literally jump out of the water lately. It's as if I saw it once and the dolphins are all, she loves it. If, you know, show it to her again. So go into that realm of what would be deemed as maybe impossible and you know, play with all the elements. I think it's amazing and joyful and fun.
Absolutely. And absolutely true. Dolphins are here to spread the energy of joy. That literally is their energetic, and it's true. So, wow, great, great discussion. We hope you guys enjoyed hearing it as much as we enjoyed delivering it. Me and Tracy are turning ourselves into a glass of champagne as we speak.
Definitely, absolutely do that tonight.
And Renee's watching us. I don't know how we're going to incorporate the tentacle part, but we'll work on that. We know it's happening
Big
energetically.
gas.
I'm trying to think of what we could put in the champagne glass that would be tentacles.
Pickles.
But
Curly straws.
there we go.
Colored curly straws.
See, the creative is coming out in all of us. Well, thank you, ladies, for another great episode. And thank you for everybody for subscribing, listening, and hit the like button. And we will see you all next episode.